Good morning, buenos días, muchísimas gracias por estar con nosotros este domingo. Domingo Live now with us is a treat for all. Collaborating artists and brothers Einar and Jamex de la Torre joins us on Domingo Live. Muchísimas gracias por estar con nosotros. We are so happy that you're both with us today.
We're very happy to be here.
So it's exciting that in partnership by the Smithsonian's National Museum of the American Latino with a Riverside Art Museum, your current exhibition, Collidoscope de la Torre Brothers Retro-Perspective. It was on view at the newly opened Cheech Marin Center for Chicano Art and Culture in Riverside, California. And now it's here in Corpus Christi at the Art Museum. So what does your exhibition feature?
Well, we have about 40 pieces, I believe. And they are some blown glass sculpture, which we're known for many years, and also some lenticular work. That we can describe better if you wish.
Yes.
And in general, just very mixed media. We use a lot of materials that we go gathering around, so that's part of our work as well. What they call, anthropologists call material culture, the objects of everyday life.
So what do your pieces represent?
They represent our life experience as immigrants to the U.S. and now our life in the border between Ensenada and San Diego. Mm-hmm. So in a sense, our life experience and our collaborations. So we like to say that our work is layered in terms of different mediums, different meanings, and the fact that we're collaborators. The exhibition is a retrospective, so it spans since 1996 or so, the oldest piece, into some pieces that we finished even last year, at the beginning of last year, right?
So talk to us more about your collaborations. Who have you collaborated with?
We generally collaborate with each other, but we do like to say that that even individual artists are collaborators in the sense that you are riding on the shoulders of the giants, meaning that you're exposed to art and that's what makes you a better artist or the parents or a good teacher. All of this is part of your makeup as an artist. So I think that even the artists, which most of course don't collaborate, are collaborating in the sense that we're here for such a short time. We're taking a lot of influences in making artwork. And I think it's easier to look at yourself as part of the ongoing thread of artists. You are part of the collaboration of this human experience.
I know that here in South Texas we love art and we support art here in South Texas, so we're so happy that you're with us once again. But talk to us, and of course these future artists that are watching us right now, or artists now, about your challenges as artists, maintaining a studio, selling your art.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Oh boy, because it happens. I mean, it's the truth.
It's a really good question because as a choice of a career, it's a really long haul, and it has been a long haul for us. And you're there because you really have no option. That's what you always thought you should be doing, but obviously there's no guarantees, and society in general doesn't necessarily owe you anything because of those choices. So you make that decision and you gamble with it's maybe not quite as extreme as trying to be a star in sports, but there's no guarantees, and we're very fortunate because we can now say we have an art career. But yeah, it took decades to build it.
And the biggest advice I have that we would say for young artists is about perseverance. You really have to stick it out. And you have to also evolve. The idea that this is great artwork and I'm going to show it. This is the best work you've done up till now, perhaps, but you need to keep doing that. And you need to keep after getting noticed and getting seen. And you get knocked down a few times for sure. But if you're still there, somebody's going to say you're still here. They're going to give you a chance. They can open the doors, and slowly you get shown on a very small local level, and then maybe you can get regional, and by all means look for showing outside of your area, because you don't you just can't make it just locally. You always have to go broader and always have your eye on the horizon, because then when you come back, you maybe have built a career.
I love that advice because that could be towards anything. You know, just
Right.
be determined.
Yeah, of course.
Tener el tenaz, ¿verdad? Se tiene que
Así
hacer
es.
porque se tiene que hacer.
Sí,
It
sí,
has to
sí.
happen. You know. One more question before you leave us. So, what have you learned individually about your pieces? Listening to viewers of your exhibitions and your art pieces. I know that they talk. You know, people are talking. People ask you questions. What have you learned about your own pieces?
That's a really good question that
Thank
we
you.
never get asked, but it is true because as artists, you don't necessarily understand what you're doing, and I don't think it's our job to write a thesis fully understanding because you as an artist, you are required to go to a certain unknown. You're always experimental, and seeing the reactions of the public sometimes opens doors for concepts that are completely unexpected. So we like to say that we like to spy on.
I love it. That's why I asked.
Yes,
That's why
on
I
the
asked.
viewer, because we are definitely learning about the process.
So if I can add one last thing,
Of course.
I think that, and we tell this, we do a bit of teaching. We're teaching at the Pilchuck School of Glass this summer, for instance. And what I tell students is that the reason an artist needs to show their work is to learn about what they made. Because you may have a lot of ideas in your head about what you made, and you're sure of them, and you should think it out in every single way you can, because that is your job. But the beautiful thing is that somebody's going to tell you something you never imagined, and that feeds your work. It becomes part of your work, and that reciprocity makes you grow as an artist and be a better artist, because you're not making art, you know, for your garage. You're hopefully making it to be shown and to, you know, get reactions and become better.
And I'm glad that you do that. You want to know what they're thinking. You want to know what they're saying about your art. Thank you. Appreciate it. Los hermanos de la Torre, we appreciate you once again for being with us. Y aquí en Domingo Latino en su casa, cuando vengan aquí al sur de Texas, you'll have to come back and visit us again. Ya los estoy comprometiendo otra vez. It's for your future. We appreciate you being here. Thank you.
Mil
Thank you for
gracias.
having us.
Of course. All right. Y más Domingo Latino. Después de esto, no se nos vayan.